Hey everybody, this is Andrew with Perry Mountain Motorcycle Club here in Stanton, Alabama. This is the weekend before the 2022 24-hour challenge. Wanted to give everybody a preview video of both the campground and parking area and facilities. And then we're going to throw a GoPro on our club president, Landon Carter, and let him do a hot lap for you, see what the course is going to be all about. Here we are entering under the famous Reynolds pasture sign. And then right up here on the left is where you will pay your gate fee and sign your safety waivers to enter the property. You got to remember, minors 19 and under will have to sign a minor waiver. Those are available on our website. You can print those out at home and bring those with you. So right here we've got an intersection. Everybody's going to turn left. You cannot go straight. That's exit only for those leaving. All the pits and camping and parking, turn left to access all of that. So we've marked off everything right here to the immediate left and right for the Ironmen to set up their camp. Their pit road is just across the creek and tree line right there. So to set up their campers and trucks and trailers, they can park right around here closest to their pits. So we've got signs marking all this area as Ironman parking only. But once we get on down here, all of this out to the left is where the teams and everybody can set up their campers. This will be filled up by the end of the week. Some of the club members have already brought down their vehicles and campers to set up. Right here on the right, we've got a playground with some slides and swings. A little jungle gym, let your kids get out and run some energy out while you're riding. Plenty of parking out here to the left. Now this lower field down here is where we're going to have the team and duos pitting. Their pit road is going to be on this gravel road right here in front of me. Everything out to the left is going to be camping for your campers and trucks and trailers. And then the start of the race is going to be in the back of this field, behind the team pit road, behind that pavilion back there is where the start of the race is going to be. That's where Landon's going to start his GoPro for us. He'll be over there starting the race. If you take a right, this is how you will get to the clubhouse to go to on-site registration and tech inspection. This is right over here. We've got a nice bathhouse set up for you with toilets and showers. We built that a few years ago. It's a very nice facility. We got more club parking over here. Club members got their camper set up. Now up here on the top of the hill is our clubhouse. It's kind of command central during the race. Right here where the ribbon is where you will go through to score every lap of the race. We'll have electronic scoring set up there. This is where you will come before the race for on-site registration, which is going to be Friday from noon till 8 p.m. And then we're going to do it again on Saturday from 6 to 8 a.m. for those that cannot be here on Friday. So if you can be here on Friday, please be here Friday to come through on-site registration and tech inspection. Saturday morning is just for those that couldn't make it on Friday. Tech inspection is going to be right here at the bottom of the hill. They'll set up a tent to inspect your bike for numbers and things like that. You can read the rules and info page on our website to see what all they require. Now, as we come further on down this road is where the Ironman pits are going to be. The race trail is going to leave the clubhouse and run down the edge of this tree line. And right here where this ribbon is where the Ironman will split off. And this, where I am right now, will be the start of the Ironman pits. And you can see they've already started to paint the pit spots left and right for the Ironman pits. If you're not in Ironman pitting, you will just continue on the race trail along the tree line. We've got signs up to help explain that when you're on the race course. You'll see that in Landon's course preview video here in just a minute. And right down here at the end at our over-under tunnel is where the trail will merge back together. At the end of Ironman pits, they'll merge back together on the race course and go over the tunnel. Landon will show you what the race line looks like in his video. So now we're going to go back across the creek one more time, and we're back where we started, headed towards the gate fee pavilion. And this is Ironman parking out here on the right for the campers and trucks and trailers. So that's about it for the campground and parking area. Y'all head to the website, perrymountainmotorcycleclub.com, to read more info about the rules and information you need to know before you show up. Now let's head on over to the starting area and see what this course looks like. Give it over to Landon Carter. And just when you think I'm gone, I'm still here. I'm going to talk a little bit in this video just to give you some pointers as they're needed. So these few sharp turns will only be used at the start. After the start, we're not going to use this section again. However, for the team pit road, this will be the end of their pit road. You'll come across this bridge and then down this section of trail after you pit. And ahead, we're going to merge together with the main race trail for those riders that did not pit and continued on the main race trail. Right here is where those two trails merge together. So riders that pit will come in just like Landon did, and riders that did not pit will be coming from the right to the left, merging together onto this trail. For the start on the first lap, you're not going to have to worry about any of that. You're just going to blow right through here because there will be no riders merging together on the first lap. So right here, the trail goes through a section of our property we call the old motocross track. It's the remnants of what's left over from an old motocross track built in the 80s by professional motocrosser Mark the Bomber Barnett. And here's one of the many sections of the trail where our club workers have used some equipment to smooth it out, get rid of some of the whoops and bumps. Right through here is probably the rockiest section of the whole course. Just pick your line, watch out for the big ones, you'll be just fine. So right here we have our mile markers. This is mile number 1. We try to put most of these mile markers at road crossings or at locations that the club members will know, because we use them as reference points. If we get a call that there's a rider broken down on the trail and he's near mile marker 1, we'll know, oh yes, that's at a road crossing, and that'll make it easier for us to get in there, find them, and help them get fixed or get them out. So if you have an odometer on your bike and you see that the mile markers may not be 100% accurate to the ground mileage, that's because we just use them as reference points. It helps you, it helps us. At the end of the day, it's a great way to relay riders' locations. So this downhill section we call the ski jump. There's been some races where we run the trail reversed, going up the hill, and riders would jump these terraces. right here is an area where the ground's a little washed out on the left side of the trail. We've put a lot of ribbon up and some X danger signs. You need to watch out for those, especially on the first lap. Nice little fast section through here to let y'all stretch those throttle cables out. Right here is a fun little hill. We got multiple lines going up for you. Right here is the 2-mile marker at another road crossing. So throughout the trail, you'll see a few little water puddles like this today. This video was taken the week before the race, and this last week we've gotten a few days of heavy rain, so the ground's a little saturated right now, although even in some areas we're already starting to get some dust. It's drying out a little bit. So dirt should be just right for the race. We don't have any heavy rain in the forecast as of now, so looking like it should be good conditions. We're coming up on one of the main road intersections on the Perry Mountain property. We call it skidder tire because right in the middle of the intersection there's sitting a giant skidder tire that's been there probably longer than I've been alive. On the right side of the trail we're going to have a first aid station set up. There will be club workers sitting there the entire length of the race. They'll have water, rags, maybe a little bit of gasoline, but most importantly they have club radios. So if you've passed a rider that's hurt or broken down, you need to tell them so they can relay that information back to the other club workers. If you're having bike problems and you need somebody in your pit to know about it, let them know. They can relay that information back to your pit. Here we have a section of fresh cut, brand new trail just put in by our club workers. Coming up on the 4 mile marker as we enter this clear cut section. In these clear cut sections, you need to watch out for little short stobs and stumps. We've tried to spray paint them or put little danger X's on them, but you'll see some of them are right here in the middle of the trail. You need to watch out for those, especially on the first lap when everybody's still bundled together. We've got multiple ways to go up this little hill. Be a great opportunity to make a pass. Right here we're crossing this little logging road where they've been doing some work recently. We'll have all this ribboned off come race day. We're coming up on the back gate of our property where we're going to have an observation check. I'm sure this will all be ribboned off with the chicane where they're going to want to slow you down because they're going to need your number so that they can do backup scoring. 5 mile marker right at the back gate, back check. This section here we call the Perry Mountain Freeway. It's a long, fast, open section full of some deep whoops where you can just lean it back and pin it. another little new fresh cut section for you. Six-mile marker up here on the top of the hill in the clear cut. Remember me telling you about the club radios we use to relay information back and forth between club members? Well, right here is the radio tower that sends all that information back and forth for miles across our property. Right here is the start of a section of trail that we call Glenn's Canyon Road. It's named after one of our former club presidents, and it's a very fun, fast flowing section of trail where you can really get some speed going through some of these turns that get nicely bermed up throughout the race. We're about to come up on the 6.5 mile marker at what we call Screwdriver Tree, because there is a Craftsman screwdriver sticking out of the side of the tree. It's been there for years. So right through here we got a couple more little water puddles. All these should be dried out by race day. If not, First couple laps, they'll get splashed right out. They're not very deep at all. Looks like Landon picked up some foliage as he was going around those water puddles. Thanks, Landon. That was starting to bother me. So coming up right here is where we're going to have another first aid station at our 7-mile marker. Just like at the skidder tire, there will be club workers here the entire length of the race. They'll have those club radios, so if you see anybody broken down or hurt, or if you need to relay any information back to your pit, let them know. They'll help you out the best they can. Right here we're going across the dam of a pond. I wouldn't turn left if I was you. I've heard there's alligators out there. This section here around the pond, all these trails, it's one of the sandier sections of our property, so the trails, they get a little whooped out, but they're real fast and flowy, so they're really fun. All you riders that are joining us from Florida this year, y'all ought to feel right at home. Right here at the 7.5 mile marker, we're coming up behind the big motocross track, which is now called Red Dirt Road MX, that we've run in some of the previous years of the 24-hour. We are not running it this year. We're bypassing around it. Right here we see a little bit of moisture. Kind of looks like a big muddy mess, but I promise you those holes are just a couple inches deep. After a few bikes go through here, it'll all get splashed out. Won't be a problem at all. Random guy in the woods with a machete. Here's the 8-mile marker at a bridge crossing we call the Golden Gate Bridge. Here's a section that was clear cut probably about 5 years ago, but we've started running it here again in the last year or two. Just watch out for the stumps again. We'll try to paint them or put little X danger signs on them, but need to be aware of those. We're getting near the end of the lap. I'm going to explain to you how scoring is going to work and how we're going to be splitting off to go to different pit roads and how the traffic is going to be merging after pit road. Here we are coming up on our over-under tunnel. This is located right towards the end of the Ironman pit road. Right now we're going to go under the tunnel and head towards scoring. Here in just a minute we're going to come right back over the top of that tunnel. We're coming up on our clubhouse, which is where we're going to be doing our scoring. You need to be sure to slow down coming through there so that we can read your electronic transponder, and also so that our backup scorers can write down your number that's on your number plates and on your helmet. As soon as you come through scoring, you'll be able to see on the TV on the right your position in your class, your number. You need to be sure that you get scored correctly. Maybe even slow down and holler out your number so we can be sure we got you. Now, immediately after scoring, we're going to have the entrance for the Ironman and Ironwoman pit road. So Ironmen and Ironwomen, if you would like to pit, you would turn to the right, and that will take you down to your pit road. If you do not wish to pit, or if you are not an Ironman or Ironwoman, you will continue straight on the race line just like Landon's doing right now. Pit road for the Ironmen and Ironwomen is going to be on the dirt road just to our right. And as soon as you come over these little jumps, at the end of Ironman and Ironwoman pit road, the two will merge together to go over the over-under tunnel to head towards the team pit roads here in just a little bit. As we head towards the team pit road, we're riding on a little bit of what we call Ridge Road, which runs up on top of the ridge back behind our clubhouse. as they say, it's all downhill from here. We're going to go all the way down this hill until we get to the team pit road. I don't know if there's anybody that's racing the race that's named George, but be sure you watch out for that tree. We're coming up on the entrance of the team pit road, which is where the duo, 4-man, and 6-man teams will all be pitting. So if you want to exit to go to pit road, you will stay straight where the sign says team pit road entrance. If you're not going to pit this lap, you'll continue on the race trail where the sign says race line with the arrows going to the right. So if you're not pitting, stay to the right. If you are pitting, go straight. Landon's going to go ahead and stay to the right as if he was going to bypass pit road because he's not going to pit this lap. We're right back where we were at the beginning of our video, where the traffic coming off the end of Team Pit Road will be merging into the main race trail. So if you're on the race trail, you need to be careful because there's going to be traffic coming from the left, and everybody's going to go up the hill to the right to continue on the race trail. Well, that's a wrap for this year's preview video. Hope everybody enjoyed. Head on over to our website, perrymountainmotorcycleclub.com, where you can get all the full race details. And be sure to read that rule and info page so you know what to expect race weekend.